Raise your hand if you think you've checked your phone more than a dozen times already this morning. How about if you think you spend too much time checking email or otherwise glued to a piece of technology? I certainly do. Too often I find myself hunched over my laptop in vast library trying to make a dent in the day's deluge of emails. I'm frantically slamming away at the keyboard, looking up at the clock in frustration as my free hour of time slips away. As soon as I think I'm making some progress, I hit refresh. And then, I'm right back where I started. Technology speeds up our lives, but it comes at a cost. We spend so much time reacting, getting pulled in a million different directions at once. It makes it really hard to think deliberately, to live intentionally. It makes it hard to manage stress, foster creativity. But I have good news. There's a solution. It's the oldest trick in the book. Step outside and get in touch with nature. You just might like it. It was a brisk, early winter morning in my hometown of Boulder, Colorado. I was just back for the Thanksgiving break for my first 8 weeks at business school, and man, was I exhausted. I had been sprinting nonstop to keep up with everything that this new high-speed life had been throwing at me. Participate in strategy class so it looks like I belong in this place. Drive to a clean tech conference and impress those potential employers. Go out to bars so I seem fun and make some friends. Squeeze every potential ounce of value out of this opportunity, but put on a smile and act like it's easy. I was stressed out, sleep deprived. I didn't feel like myself. I got out of my car at Boulder's Chautauqua Park trailhead, put my phone on the seat, and took off running up the mud and snow-covered trail. I didn't know where I was going or what I would do when I got there. I just knew I needed some space. I found that space on a rock with a viewpoint overlooking the Flatirons. As I sat there, nourishing silence began to wash over me. The crisp, clear mountain air filled my lungs. A fresh breeze made the spruce trees sway peacefully in the wind and put a little extra lift under that hawk's wing soaring overhead. I could feel my mind slowing down. About an hour later, I scribbled some thoughts down in my journal before returning to my car. Be patient, be grateful, and get outside. I came back to Stanford that next week and I could feel my feet on the ground again. I would look my friends in the eye and be fully present for my conversations. I began to meditate, a practice that I've continued to this day. Nature can change your life, and it is right outside your doorstep. The benefits of interaction with nature have been proven to us in numerous academic studies. They include everything from increased pain tolerance to better memory, even reduced symptoms of ADHD. Studies from top universities around the country and the world show that time in nature significantly reduces stress and increases creativity. But this wisdom has been around for long before the academic studies. Many world languages have words specifically for the concept that getting outside is good for the mind, body, and spirit. In Norwegian, that word is friluftsliv. The Japanese word shinrin-yoku translates directly into English as forest bathing. Many of our world's most creative and brilliant people seem to share the same wisdom. Albert Einstein once told us, "Look deep into nature, and then you'll understand everything better." Perhaps it's no coincidence that both the Buddha and Isaac Newton came to their world-altering realizations while sitting beneath a tree. I wonder what our world might look like if we all looked deep into nature more often. It shouldn't be that hard, right? can find nature basically everywhere. Well, the sad part is, based on the latest statistics, you probably won't. As our culture spends more and more time interacting with technology, we're spending less and less time interacting with nature. Since the mid-1980s, the average time spent outside by the American child has dropped in half. 25% fewer American adults participate in outdoor recreation. Meanwhile, the time we spend in front of screens has skyrocketed. In the US, we're now up to an average of 7.5 hours a day. New York Times bestselling author Richard Louv has a name for this crisis. He calls it nature deficit disorder. And I think it's pretty serious. But the good news is, the antidote is abundant. In fact, you can find it anywhere on this campus. You just have to go looking for it. Louv calls it vitamin N, for nature. Take it regularly. Turn your phone on silent and go lay out on the grass for a while. Take a walk around and really observe the intricacies of the bushes and the trees. Open yourself up. Let nature come pouring in. When I finished my hike above Boulder last Thanksgiving, my vitamin N levels were at a pretty good high. But they slowly started coming back down again over time. By the time last summer rolled around, I was feeling pretty down. This time it was a deeper, more existential kind of low. You see, my dream job summer internship turned out to not have this elusive, get me out of bed in the morning quality that I've been searching for. I felt lost, confused, alone in my search for a happy and meaningful life. So at the end of my summer, I decided to embark on a vision quest, a 2-week introspective journey in nature, culminating with a 4-day wilderness solo in the desert of southern Utah. That journey, the mornings I was woken up with the desert sunlight on my face, the towering sandstone monoliths that stood above me and seemed to wait for me to ask just the right question, the deafening violence of the thunderstorm, the deafening silence of the watercolor sunset. That journey may not fit fully into words, but what I can put into words is the impact that it's had on me. I now know what it feels like to listen fully to my own inner compass. I've overcome numerous mental and emotional barriers that have stifled me my entire life. I found a deeper vision for my future, for how I hope to give my life to this world. That journey in the desert is the reason that I'm standing here giving this talk today. So, what's your next step in your own personal journey in nature? It doesn't have to be a 4-day wilderness solo, but I do hope that it pushes you just a little bit beyond what you're used to. You might have to invest a little extra time and effort up front to get out there. Well, I assure you, the return on your investment will be worth it. You'll come back clear-headed, more productive, and less stressed. And what's more, you will fuel your soul. For me, nature is the ultimate freedom. The natural world doesn't judge me. It welcomes me for exactly who I am. Nature brings me clarity, humility, and infinite possibility. A starlit sky reminds me that I am so small, but that I'm a part of something so big and incredible. Nature makes me fully alive and present in every moment. A mountaintop view brings me out of my thoughts and envelops me in the wonder of the miracle of life. Thoreau once said, "I took a walk in the woods, and I came out taller than the trees." I wonder what some time in nature might mean for you.